Tell me, what do you think about sending troops to Vietnam?
Oh, I think it's a good idea. I think all countries should participate and help each other like that.
Well, if it's going to protect Australia, I think it's worthwhile.
I think it's got to be done. I haven't got any choice at this stage.
Well, I suppose you have to really keep the communists out. But I'd rather see my boys stay around.
I think it's perfectly all right. I think it's a duty of honor.
If we withdrew from Vietnam, the communists would control Vietnam. Pretty soon, Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Malaya would go.
If this little nation goes down the drain and can't maintain her independence, ask yourself what's going to happen to all the other little nations.
The free world cannot continue to negotiate from weakness or unpreparedness. With all the goodwill in the world, and with the most heartfelt desire to make an end of war, we must be ready to meet it if it comes.
What's it like to be an Australian in Vietnam? To the Vietnamese, you're just the last in a long line of outsiders. Only the uniform is different. You've been told that you're here because Vietnam is Australia's front line and you're a good soldier. And you believe your country's right. You're prepared to bleed, to die if you must, because of your belief. But it's all a long way from Bondi and Ballarat, from the big brown country that bore you and fed you and taught you and earned the right to ask you to fight, and perhaps to die. Today, the red dust could hide a claymore mine or cover a pit filled with poison-tipped bamboo stakes. So you keep one eye on your feet, and you keep the other on the people. You're fighting an enemy out of uniform, and your first job is to recognize him. You're not supposed to worry civilians, you're not to shoot until shot at, but the innocent paddy farmer may have a gun in his hand. Even if he is Viet Cong, he can find shelter wherever there are people. He speaks the language, he has the same skin color. He knows you're the enemy the moment he sees you. But how do you know him?
The attitude of the soldiers generally, their trip here has taught them one thing, and that's they really appreciate Australia and the opportunities that we've got in Australia. And if we, as one said to me one night, if we can give the people here in South Vietnam the opportunity of having the sort of life that we have in Australia, well, it's worth being up here.
So, what's it like to be an Australian in Vietnam? Like being a soldier in any other war, except that this time it's a war where the enemy is a doll-like little man in a white hat. A war where even the kids may be against you. A war that most people back home forget about most of the time. On the quiet days, you do a lot of thinking about that.